Five, four, three, two, one, and glow. Okay, so it's been a while, but I wanted to come on and do a really quick video. First and foremost, I want to thank you, my subscribers. I reached my century mark. For subscribers, I am officially over 100. Thank you guys so much for your support, for sharing the videos, for giving me feedback, for encouraging others to join up as well. And again, you guys, once I get to, I wanted to say 500, but there has been a real interest in some of the content that I was planning on waiting on, particularly the Gillum Glow update. So expect that sooner than later, but please continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, so today I want to go ahead and do a little bit of an update regarding the post that I made last week about trash music and the effects of this on our culture, particularly the women. This is such an on time conversation, especially considering what just happened in Atlanta with a black female, beautiful bodied female, being disrespected and being surrounded by, a bunch of black men taunting her, you know, just mobbing on her. One definitely, touched her, and it was on the screen. And you guys, I get chastised for this quite often, but kind of something that stuck out to me was the very first scene. It stated, it was a caption, and it stated something to the effect of, this is what she gets for being disrespected. And I was like, okay, do you mean that this is what she gets for being disrespectful? And the reason why I said, guys, when I comment on things like this, I am downright just yelled down and shouted down, accusing me of being a grammar Nazi, accusing me of being pretentious or self-righteous. Oh, haven't you ever, written something wrong or made mistakes? Yes, I have. Yes, I am a journalist. I am a journalist by trade, a publicist by trade. I'm a published author. But yeah, I still do make mistakes. But, okay, one of two things just kind of stuck out there. You're rushing to kind of prove a point, and in the midst of rushing to prove a point, you basically create a Freudian slip. And a Freudian slip is when you admit to something, or you say you're confirming something that is the opposite of what you're portraying. Okay, that's first and foremost. But secondly, something was said by Bo Jackson years ago that the truth needs no defense. If you were right in what you were doing to this female, why do you feel the need to basically state, hey, this is what she gets for being disrespected or being disrespectful? You guys, there is a real issue with our culture. And this is not a dig on any particular member of the culture, but it is a very much needed discussion, but more so just the talking is the execution. Our communication is off. Our interactions are heated. There is just a real lack of understanding or appreciation, I feel, from both sides going on right now. And I honestly don't think music is helping. Music is not helping at all. I recently, and I know I may be late to the game, but I recently just watched a video that For Harriet did. And I love this blogger, guys. If you do not know this blogger, please get familiar. She is, I've been following her for years. When she used to have a written blog, I actually submitted some work to her, and I don't think it never worked out particularly, but you know, I met her through social media years ago. But she's just very articulate, very eloquent, and just very well put together with her commentary. And she does popular, and she does, you know, kind of, you know, pop culture as well, but also academic pieces. But at any rate, she had a great rundown on some artists, some popular artists, and she mentioned some of the same ladies that I mentioned in my last post. Two of them in particular being Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. Now, Mulatto wasn't out at this point in time when she did this review, but I would imagine, I would love to see her responses on that, on how Mulatto's career has transitioned. Y'all, it's definitely different from when she was on the rap game. And I don't just buy that, oh, it's because she grew up. I think in regards are just opposed with Super Peach. I think Mulatto had more of a interest in, she would do whatever it took to become marketable. And I don't think Super Peach had that same idea that she would do whatever it took, because I think Super Peach already knew that she was marketable, and she is marketable, and she's way too hot-headed, and they weren't going to go for it. And so, but to see how Mulatto's just whole image has shifted, it's so funny. It's so funky. And people say, oh, well, she just grew up. And I'm like, no, that's not a glow up. That's not growing up. That is someone that saw, hey, what I'm doing is not going to sell. And so she can write. So I imagine it was just really easy to just kind of put together some rhymes, very cookie cutter, and get the type of recognition that she wanted. And she felt she, of course, deserved, because, you know, she's been, you know, pushing her pen for a little bit. But something needs to be said about that in general, especially when it comes to Black representation and just exposure and exploitation of the Black female. I love her, you know, and so ATR, I don't know if that's the way. And I love Ari, and I thank you, Jordan, again for putting me on to her. Ari Lennox. And I do love what their contributions are. I wasn't pleased with the Rolling Stone cover, and how, you know, it just really took three beautiful Black bodies and over-sexualized, and unnecessarily so. I love the questions that are now being had in regards to Billie Eilish, regards to Taylor Swift. You know, who are these artists besides, you know, Miley Cyrus, which is another just separate topic all in itself. But it just seems like and when it comes to Black females in our culture, it has to be over the top. It has to be very salacious. It has to be almost porn-like. And the discussion really needs to be had about it. So tomorrow, please join me on a live, and I am going to be discussing what's going on with the accountability from Black women, from us Black women, to just kind of stand up and start to develop this narrative, controlling it more. You know, I think that a lot does need to be said and needs to be implemented and executed, and has to start with us. So until next time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tomorrow on April 14th, please join me on a live. And I welcome any feedback in regards to any of my commentary. Until next time, you guys know what to do. Glow. Y'all see the glow is big back here today. Up.